What's up? uh, 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 uh. Hello, fellow humans, back to Earth. How are you doing on this glorious, glorious video gaming day? What's up, Jay Stoffley is the first. Who's ready for some Roottrees dying? I most certainly am. Whoop. Oh. The Roottrees are dead. For people that were not here last time, pretty simple premise for a video game. We are some sort of private investigator, and our investigative task is very simply to fill out the Rootree family tree, and that's it. Because the Rootrees, these people, died. Other people here may or may not be dead, but these guys are 100% dead. Well, allegedly, I guess they died in a plane crash. I guess I can't know if they're 100% dead or not, but it's not sure these are the same girl, right? This could be. No, probably not. We are at 21 out of like 50 people, I think. 33 is when the story continues, and you do them in batches of 3. So if you get 3 correct, the game tells you, and you get to continue playing the video game. So. Oh yeah. I was thinking Giga Clues. Usually women take the man's last name when they marry, at least in the olden days. Donald's like, put the game down for a second and you forget everything you've done. Lauren Rootree's son is Clark, right? It's weird this one has not been locked in yet. That one's strange. Clark Rafferty. He used to make music, but he's not a musician somehow. Because the other Rafferty is Chris Rafferty. So she has black hair, but her children have like reddish hair. Ready for wipe on Thursday? What's up, Go? Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. Wink, wink. Although we relocated to Paris, I know you're really slow to keep up with my husband, so consider this start exclusive. While Bill and I have a child on the way. I'm not sure what alliteration is, still, but I don't think that's relevant right now. Let us know about Ernest, but sources close to family who have asked to remain anonymous have made it clear that he is more than qualified. There are rumors that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden. Ernest and Zach Morden. Housewife. Anytime it's a woman, just assume housewife. I think we learned that Angelica is not a housewife, though. Oh no, she's not a farmer. Okay, what are some names we're working with right now? Angelica. Oops. James Morden. Zachariah Morden. Zach? Gwendolyn Morden. Caroline Morden. Guy Hudson. Ernest Madsen. Ernest Jr. Madsen. Nicole Madsen. Samantha Roottrees. Samantha. Gwyneth Madsen. LaRue Sheridan Thomas. I wonder if he's wrote anything. Thomas Sheridan. Brenda White. Jacob Rafferty. We haven't seen a lot about Jacob. I think this guy is an architect. Maybe I got the wrong picture. But he's supposed to look like his father, so I think I got the right picture here. I'm thinking that they are here. Very curly hair. I think this guy's pretty curly hair. But I don't know if this lady fits here though. Clancy Jr. Roottrees. Walter Forsyth. Elias M. I think we'll work with this for now. We're just trying to figure out which names lead anywhere at all. Oh, Caroline is listed off your art website without much detail. She seems to be associated with the moment called E-Flag. Parents and friends of lesbians and gays. What the hell? Caroline Morden. Oh. Oh. Do you think that's why this Carol? Do you think that's why this Morden broke up with her husband and then adopted a child? Oh no, this person. They had this child, and then this child was adopted by this person. Let's start off your art websites. LaRue? Oh, maybe Jane LaRue. Jane LaRue? Lucky LaRue's. But the past, her past or her sister would be ignored. Right, Jane Del Vecchio. Maybe I can search for that in the Starlit magazine. Oh. All the music? Oh. What's on Sheridan? What's on a soap opera called Time Marches Onwards? Ah. Root any trees today? Mysterious and delicious? No, unfortunately I did not. But hello, Shosho. I just started, and also I've made 0 progress. But as all this is, none of it is related to the Roottrees. God damn it. Really? Run show, I just started signing close for Brenda White. Oh, okay. All in the gang. I just gotta go through this and see if they lead anywhere. Otherwise, like... Otherwise, we have to, very carefully go through all our evidence, I guess. Maybe the evidence is the right place to go, honestly. James and Gwendolyn Morden and grandson of Elias Roottries. We should maybe this is gonna be relevant, but we should have like a timeline. Timeline. 1959. Zach Morden inherits and the company She's my Caroline. Oh, 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 oh. We found a cover story about a local art installation, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. Seems to get top billing. Accompanied the story, there is an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captioned, Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. The sculpture is one of many works featuring in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait, Art and Beauty of Women. Or to quote further down, Atlantis Burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page as financial evidence. This is an upcoming book, Caroline Morden. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Ooh. Wait, so does that mean she had 2 kids? Maybe she's over here then. Patrol. And Landon. Oh, she can't be there. But if she has 2 kids, then she could be here. This almost has to be here, just because of how young these people are. It could also be here, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of brown hair. They both have brown hair. And they are in a letter that that Carl got, so maybe that makes sense. Note that down. Caroline Morden. Book dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Roots and trees today, mysterious and delicious. Thank you. What are you up to today, Jace? Mostly black and white picture of Caroline's art, and the centerpiece is a series of full-colored nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They certainly have not been added to your evidence. In the intro, Caroline talks about influence. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and her cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Their marriages led her to double down on her passion, art, and the environment. She even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Roottrees company's effect on the local environment, and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative, and that the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind for good has pushed her to pursue. Ooh, okay, so. So this is Caroline Morden for sure. I don't know if the picture is correct, but. For the picture, Caroline. Caroline is part of this image. One of these people is Caroline. Not glasses girl, I don't think. I think this is Caroline. She's supposed to be one of the youngest of her generation, so that definitely makes sense, right? Or it could be her. Well, the thing mentioned Bonnie too, right? We need some general stuff here, so. Just on the youngest of her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Her marriage to Mark. I'm confused. I wouldn't Mark. Okay, well we know where Mark Landon is at least. This is Stephanie Landon. But if this is her, wouldn't this picture be her too? Unless... These can't be the same. Just two pictures. We can we already have a picture of her. We just unlocked one. Carolyn Steinig's third sculpture, Atlantis Burden. This sculpture is one of many works featuring an upcoming book, Self-Portrait, Starting Beauty Women. It's captioned Carolyn standing next to her sculpture. Okay. There's 8 things related to this, apparently. How many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence? There's 8 clues connected to this picture. She's a artist? I can see the resemblance there for sure. And she just ran for office, so she's something. Oh! God bless the United States of America. Hell yeah. Yeah? Dude, what is Albert Clark Rafferty? I don't know what I did wrong with this boy. I genuinely don't know where I went wrong. So, Madsen Ernest Jr. Firstborn farmer. Madsen Nicole. Secondborn housewife. We know these cannot be correct. They just can't be. I think that one would not be correct either, but maybe you need a matching picture for this one to actually show up. Probably this dude. Married to Endaline. First. Somehow, Clark Rafferty, son of Lauren Roottrees, dancer. Some of this guy's just wrong every time. So he's apparently not a musician. Where is my timeline? Ernie Jr., president of the Roottrees company. What would he be then? He would be third? Or fourth? He's the fourth. Because Guy Hudson would be the third, I think. 1992. Oh wait, that was 1992 as well? Oh, nice. Ernie Jr., president of company. $1984 root. I don't think we need a note of the books that exist, probably. Maybe we do, because I guess you can't just look new stuff up, huh? She's my cherry pie. Stephanie, maybe open a. Stephanie Jones. Oh, this is Brian Jones. Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the kind of company, but if you could talk to your girls for putting out statements for Stephanie. Don't let our conflicts spread next generation. CM. Oh, Caroline Morton. Okay, so Caroline and Carl had conflicts. Let's have a typical family drama, I guess. Conflict between Caroline and Carl. Mentioned in political flyer relating to the so sister Gwendolyn. And her cousin would be over here, right? And there's Bonnie. Bonnie Hudson, so... The guy Hudson has to be here then, doesn't he? Because her cousin is... people that share the same grandparents, but not the same parents, so... Oh, what? That share the same grandparents? So these are her grandparents. What the f... I don't understand how this would even work. When her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for Burning Man, she especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. What is a brother-in-law? How exactly do you become a brother-in-law? Brother-in-law. The brother of one's husband or wife. My wife? She dislikes her brother. What? The husband of one's sibling. Oh, okay. So... Wilson. Meet the Wilsons. Was Wilson part of the... of this? Bonnie is there. So is Guy. So... probably Bonnie and Guy, I would assume, right? Maybe Bonnie is wearing the... No, that... This, I mean, this is a... That's the same person for sure. We know these are the Madsons. And it's supposed to be their married name, so where the hell would Bonnie be? Bonnie would have to be over here, right? But that would make her cousin, because cousins have related grandparents, right? Parents. No, is this thing wrong? People that share the same gram. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, no, I'm stupid. Yeah, so Guy Hudson has to be here then almost, but he can't be because he's noted as being on this picture. Guy Hudson is supposed to be one of these people, unless he just wrote his name here for fun. Next president, Guy Hudson. I can't put a picture here, so... But for her to have a cousin called Bonnie, then... This has to be Guy, right? Yeah, that's Ernie's kid. Or related to Ernie somehow, but I don't know. I don't know how. Debbie and Nicole. Much love, Debbie. Nicole. Then. Deborah. The Shiva candle. But who could this picture possibly be of? I think it has to be here. That's my hello man. With M and Gwendolyn. I think we got Caroline here 100%. What? I get. Clark. Oh. I first had the picture wrong. It has to be this guy though, on that album cover. Pretty sure. If it's a woman, just go housewife. Ugh. Arts and the beauty of women. So this is probably a woman. Would be my guess. Atlantis Burden. Cousin Bonnie, or cousin Bonnie. I don't understand how. Like it has. I feel like Guy Hudson has to be here, but he at the same time he can't be. Brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. We are in. This is next gen, right? I think we already fixed this one. Elias, not fourth. Yeah, how is so? This guy is not an architect then, because he didn't pop up as complete, or is this the wrong Elias? No, should be the right one, but he's not an architect. He was something else. Unless we got the picture wrong, which I don't think we did. Elias C. Roottrees, not architect. Morton, book dedicated to Elise and Stephanie. Eloise. That makes sense. That's who she married, but for some reason, no last name? Question mark. And this is next gen, so 5 pieces. Next gen, this choose a free spirit. Free spirit. Gwendolyn Morden is sister of Caroline Morden, and her husband is probably a Wilson. Zach, Jason, Steven, Jem. I don't think Jem seems the least likely. Finn's father took her mother's name, so her mom is the big picture. What? What? Eli, Clancy, and Edward. Eli has a son called Jim. Yeah, James. Jim James. So who was that? Was this Caroline Morden we were searching for when we found all this? Answers as an addition to the 5-piece product line for less than 5 years. Fancy flavors. They did the front page story in 1982 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia. Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia. Patricia Jones? Okay, again. Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia. How the He and his wife had no children. Of course. They look kind of similar, right? They give kind of similar vibes. Third, fourth. Oh, there's a god. Oh my god, there's so many housewives. Every woman is a housewife. Oh, this is completely done, so that's awesome. Yes, we can assume this is not Sack here. Okay, so on the picture right here, so we have Logan licking a pill behind me. We got Bonnie, I think. We got the president. We have so maybe these two need to switch places. Gwendolyn. Oh, we have Gwendolyn, we don't have Gwyneth, I guess. Jim. We got Jim. There's Clark, Gwyneth M. Oh, for sure. Child. Baby. Maybe. I don't know. But isn't it cool? Did she actually name? This can't be Nicole, and this has to be Gwyneth. Right? Because she's on the picture. Who the hell is the kid? Well, she wouldn't sign anything because she doesn't have the ability to sign. I'm gonna try switching these guys around. So also waifu. And the Gwyneth name would go here. Or the Madsen, the last Madsen, Nicole Madsen would be here. Who's she standing in front of on the picture? Standing next to this dude. Well, they're all kind of there, I guess. I don't know. Baby. Not an architect, but he did. All these guys did something smart. Doctor, maybe? Dr. Elias? That guy, I got like the picture wrong or something. But that should not be the case. Oh, we have actually yoinking! There and there. That probably means that this baby's here. Very similar smile. Makes sense. And this letter was sent from Debbie. Wouldn't she have a... No, she wouldn't have a different name here. I'm just gonna give her the baby occupation. Actually, no. This just logged in, right? So this shouldn't be Sack, I think. We'll try Jason. So this is Christopher Hudson, guaranteed. Are these all the names we have left? They shouldn't be, right? Yeah, we gotta figure out what the hell is wrong with Clark Rafferty here. And Elias C. November and candy. You think these are November and candy? Okay, let's 1982, Guy and Patricia drop dead. Timeline. Timeline at the bottom. No, don't save that, please. No! I didn't hit save. No. That means since 1978, Guy Hudson becomes... Well, what I read notes said, I'm sure it wasn't that important. Oh, it was just when the company was founded. I don't think we need this Lauren stuff right now. Well, I see not an architect, probably. But I think he is an architect, but actually I should just change this to something. News anchor. Politics. Media mogul. I really wonder what to do with Clark Rafferty over here. To make sure it isn't Chris Rafferty. How do I Guy Hansen says twin sisters? Twin sisters? Plural? How the hell would... How? What? Huh? Oh, twin sisters are no strange to public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. They both appear in the company advertisements as children during the Boys and Girls Agree era. Boys and Girls Agree? Series of television magazines such as Rooted Chocolate Bars. That campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Roottrees is their favorite. First advertisement is the series when the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. One of the magazines has no match evidence, yeah. Boys and girls agree. Okay, well, oh, that's an easy one. Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher. Angie and Christopher, that makes sense, yeah. Guy's uncle and current president Zachariah has decided to take an early retirement to focus on traveling the world. His wife Zach was quoted as saying, "Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I." Clara? You see? Cool. Julio, Max Julio, Don Julio. Ernest Masters taken over the data printer. Ernest, 1982. Becomes president of company. Ernest Madsen becomes the president. Then Ernie Jr. So it's this guy's the first, second, third. Fourth. Fifth? But this guy's the fifth, so... Oh? Was he not voted in as president? I'm confused here. Oh, Ernie Madsen Jr. takes over in 1982, so... Yeah, so it is Junior, and he's fourth. That makes sense. We found the wrong Ernst Madsen. So Ernst Madsen Senior is just really difficult to find, I guess. That guy's I can't even find Junior by searching for him. Why is that? Oh, because Junior's at the end? Ah, that's useful to know, I guess. Maybe not so as more magazines. So 1978. Wow. Carl and Brenda White marry. Uh, 1981. Carl got drunk at a charity event and broke his arm. That's probably gonna be related to something, right? 1996. Carl takes over as president from Bernie Jr. Due to illness. Jacob Rafferty might. That be Junior back here. Hi there, Mr. Tree. What's up, Debatron? How fare you today? How is everything in the land of Japan? I went to an overcrowded tourist attraction and froze my face off. Whoa! That sounds awesome. I wonder if I need to figure out what this stands for. Like for or Elias. There's Elias Clancy Roottrees, right? Have you totally solved this mystery already? No, we're not even close. All the ones in gold are solved, everything else is not solved, so I think we're slightly over 50% there, but we're getting into the weeds a little bit right now. Like I'm really have to delve down to figure out who the hell people are and what the hell they're up to. I'm kind of stuck because I don't know. Some of these people are just really hard to find in any of the notes. They're just like, they just don't exist. I'm just have to like search for them anywhere I can. Apparently there's 9 clues in this thing, somehow. Rolling on down the city. Original search term, perhaps unsurprisingly. Cherry tree song. Oh. Sound of laughter. $19.89. Jim and Diamond really sound of laughter. LOL, 40 stream streak. LOL. I wonder if I can manually... I could manually write a magazine in here. That's kind of crazy, right? That might be like a thing you can do. My dude is working and he ain't even getting paid. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. How's that impossible? Well, you tune into the stream 40 times in a row. That's usually how that works. Former, but this charts. The article came out right as rolling on down to the city was sitting popularity. There isn't much to the article other than what you already know, but just mention that at the time Jimmy Diamond had a 2-year-old daughter they named Candy. The writer of the article did not seem thrilled to report the fact and called the name a bit too on the nose. Okay, well, that's where Candy is, I guess. Could be this girl. That could be Candy. I want candy. Fifth gen. Jim and Diamond had a daughter named Candy. Is his name Jim Roottrees? Is that like... A review and interview from 1979 titled A Reluctant Hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. My cousin and his ex Clark. My cousin and his ex Clark? Oh, Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. Okay, so it is Clark for sure. I'm with Clark in bed with her youngest sister. Is that this or Or is it Kim? Kim LaRue. Or you choose the ability to eat whatever you want in whatever quantity you want, and your body would always correlate to the most optimal health and nutrition values after you eat it, or the ability for anyone to always perfectly understand the points you're making in any conversation. I think 2 would probably be the most valuable there. Because 2 implies... 2 doesn't necessarily 100% imply that you could convince anyone of anything, but it does kind of imply you could convince anyone of anything, right? Because I would argue that 99% of the reason people disagree is because they don't understand what the other person is trying to say. I feel like 2 would be the most useful from like it wouldn't help you against bad actors, but anyone else it would help a lot. Yeah. And I would argue most people aren't bad actors, so like imagine you just became a politician. You would just win every election probably, right? By default. Because everyone, well, assuming what you're trying to say is like actually good for the public, which I would argue a lot of the things that I at least would argue would be. You would also save a lot of time, right? Because instead of having to come up with like really complicated arguments, like if I believe that supporting people so that they don't become homeless and thereby are drain of society, and we issue that through taxes, and it's actually cheaper to pay people to not become homeless because homeless people are such a big drain of society, I could just say homeless bad. And then people would instantly understand. Everyone that heard that would just instantly understand exactly the thing that I would have to elaborate with like 500 statistical points, right? But to be fair though, 1 is also very convenient. I think the problem with 1 is like, well, actually, I mean, like completely optimal health just from like eating anything would be pretty nice too. The problem still is that you still have to like cook the things, so you know what I mean? Like, I could drink as much soda as I want and eat as much candy, but I would still have to buy the candy and the soda. And if I wanted to like eat like really really unhealthy, like let's say I wanted like a fast food burger every day, I would still have to buy the fast food burger, right? But still, that's still very convenient though. I think getting optimal nutrition out of anything you eat would be like insane, right? You can also eat nothing if you want to, and that would still be optimal. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, because it's whatever quantity, sure. I think that is a hard one. I think two is the power. Well, honestly, I think they're both power gaming, but it just depends on what type of power you're looking for, right? Because I mean, if everything you ate was perfect from a nutrition perspective, then that would also be really really good for your health. So let's say you wanted to be like a professional athlete. If you could just eat literally anything and it would be perfect for your, like, that would make up for any of the difficulty of being a professional athlete, right? Which you could argue dieting is like a really really difficult part of that. And it would also just save you a lot of time. I don't know. I think I would pick the second one, but that's only because I argue with people all the time, and it's frustrating having to write like 800 paragraphs that no one read. I could just write one word. I could just go Reddit, I could just write Larian bad, and it would just have 6,000 upvotes because everyone would instantly know what I was talking about. This would have to be his younger sister, right? And that led to these guys breaking up. Because these dudes have the LaRue, Jessica, and Katrina. Girls ate nothing. Oh yeah. I feel like the second part would be really frustrating if you like if you have shitty points, it wouldn't make any difference though, right? That's kind of the problem with the second one. It's like I see a lot of people make really shitty points, and I assume they're not like I assume they don't have difficulty explaining themselves. I assume they just have a shitty point. You just the second one is only useful if you actually have good points to make, right? I guess a perk of 2 is that you always know if someone is a bad actor because they act like they didn't understand it. I do know if they're a bad actor, you know if they're a moron, right? From your perspective. I'm obviously not going to pretend that literally every point I've ever made in my entire life is a valid point that everyone should agree with, but... assuming that I feel like at least some of the things that I say are just objectively correct as far as you can have an objectively correct opinion. I could, because even if they know exactly what you're saying, they can still be stupid, right? Like if I'm like, gun violence is bad, and some guy's like, I actually like gun violence. I don't know, man. I'd be misunderstood though whether my point is crap or not. Yeah, for sure. Being misunderstood is very frustrating. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music, because Clark was paying more attention. Oh, he was an this guy's advertising. And maybe this guy's an advertiser too? Oh! I love video games. I locked in so many people here. So we've done Jason for sure. Maybe. Baby. Oh, so we locked in fourth president too, right? Oh, we locked in Clark. So this is Clark for sure here. I think. We haven't locked that in yet though, so I'm gonna keep that open. So Gwyneth is not a housewife, probably. We can assume that much. Wrong. No, I did the thing again. How do I, let me open my Steam thing. What was written as a note? Madsen Nicole, second born housewife. Is that even relevant anymore? Where are the Madsens at? Oh. We know housewife is wrong. That's what I wanted, so. Gwyneth Madsen housewife. 2 wouldn't necessarily convince people if they didn't agree with your point. They would just understand it. Yeah, yeah. But I would argue, like, the vast majority of people, though, if they could, like, I feel like it's implied with the thing that if they understand your point, then they would agree with you, kind of, right? Like, obviously, that wouldn't be the case always, but to a certain extent, you have to imagine that if you could perfectly, like, if I could convey the point I'm making right now perfectly, you would have to imagine most people would agree with it, right? You love video games, but do you love this video game? I still have no idea what the goal in this game is. What's up, Motus? It's an investigation game where your goal is to fill out the entire Roottrees family line. So I'm looking to fill out the entire family tree. Our goal is... Oh, wait, we can... there's, like, school things here, right? Isn't there student K to 12? That makes sense. She's not a baby, she's a student. Yeah, our goal is just to fill out the family tree. That's the goal of the video game. And so far, we're doing a pretty alright job with it. I haven't run into any big walls yet, but we're probably getting there eventually. This one I'm probably gonna have to cheat on whenever we get there. But you have to fill out you have to figure out their name and then their occupation. And that's what makes it difficult, because you can have people locked in that you have the name of, but you have no idea what their occupation is. Like these guys. I know these guys are here. I don't actually know if they're in this order. They could be the opposite order. They are probably in the opposite order, now that I look at them. Oh, we can cheat. If I put a name here, I can tell if that's a woman or not. So November is a woman. Tessa's always a woman. Wolf. That's a good cheat. Like we know these have to be non-root trees, so that's pretty easy. What do you think this kid is called, though? Is this a Rafferty? Chris Rafferty? Yeah, that would make the most sense. This has to be Chris Rafferty for sure. Raffertoons. I'm excited about Raffertoons. Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. One on it, there's an about page, and you find a picture labeled the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Though that it's more detailed, Clark was in the department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katerina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. Katerina is his youngest. I already put her as the youngest. GG. Hey, mad kids. Oh my god, he aged just about as well as I did. Yikers. This guy went from this and this to that. GG. Feels bad, man. Very relatable, but feels bad. Well, this should be an easy nail in the coffin. Dun dun. Dun dun. There we go. This is I like this feels like some stuff you should save so you can like lock things in for free. That would probably be the best strat there.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation, but I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers, but not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Okay, so it's the author lady.
I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the Five Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy.
I remember before you used your green screen to bold yourself, how you had chickled cheeks and long flowing hair. Or chiseled. Yeah. But I think you know, I just see like stuff like I see like Moon is really popular. I feel them with that other bold dude, but there's a lot of very, very popular bold streamers. So I just figured that this makes more sense for me. There's so many streamers with hair, right? You have to stand out in some way.
So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 relatives before they lock from here on out. I don't have any more evidence for you. But trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
She made it harder for me. I feel like the cheaty part here is that you can obviously cheese some of the names, and like I said, I could have saved these that were so obvious to use for like exploration later, right? Okay, so we know she's not a housewife for sure, but what the hell could she be working as then, like interior design or something? Yeah, there's like if I had kept these 3 knowing they were correct, I could always use one of these to make sure other stuff is correct, right? Or 2 of them. Would make it this way easier for me for sure. Oh, this is Wilson. Nice, good to know. really old picture of someone, but I have no idea who it's supposed to be. So she'll come back when we get this done, I guess. I don't know who this old guy is supposed to be. Like, he would have to be one of these people up here, but he isn't. So, what, is he in here, I guess? That would make sense. So if I put a man here... Oh no, that works the opposite way. Sam Cattrall. Go look over here. Cattrall. Stephanie Cattrall. I've already put that somewhere. Oh, over here. That might make sense. Over here we need two names, so this could be Kellogg. Bethany the Third. I feel like that has to be here. I don't understand why it would be David. David third, David fourth. I don't understand David third and David fourth here, but we need a man. Where did I put control here? We need a man's name here. This needs to be a man. And it can't be a root tree. Catherine Penelope. It's not the Wilsons, because the Wilsons are here. And we need... This is Bethany, presumably a woman. How are we... I feel like I'm doing something wrong here almost. How are we out of, like... Rafferty. Chris Rafferty. Where's Chris Rafferty at? Oh, that's Chris Rafferty for sure. There's no doubt about that. Feels like feels like I'm like missing names here or something. Luisa Garcia, Joan Monroe, April Porridge, Penelope Tessa Green. Was that in Wilkins? Catherine Wilkins. Sure. Okay, let's go back to Super Bowl. Oh, we already went through all this. Stephanie Jones. Better for Butler County.